Okay, here's a new topic for you. Change. Some of you have requested us talk about change, and change is an interesting proposition, isn't it? In our presentations, I often ask the audience, by a show of hands, how many people here like change? And of course, not very many people raise their hands. I often like to say, you know, I'm all for change, as long as it's someone else. Maybe you fall in the same category. In our signature Winning Together programs, which many of you know about, these are our programs on conscious leadership, change management, and team optimization. And of course, change is a significant component of these particular programs. However, when you look at this condition or this prospect of change and how we respond to it, how we plan for it, and how we process it internally, externally, and with the interactions we have with those around us, it's not easy. Change is difficult for many of us. And there is a book called Grow or Die by George Land, a social scientist that I read a long time ago. But he talks about 3 ways of changing that we've sort of modified to suit and to align with our particular presentations. So, in essence, when you look at the change process and or just change in general, there are 3 primary ways or general ways that people change. The first is through crisis. Crisis is like a heart attack, losing your job, some sudden and massive disruption, right, in your life. It catches your attention, obviously, and when crisis occurs, our response is often to wake up or shake and ask, what's going on here, right? That sort of thing. The second way people change is through evolution. Evolution is like, everyone else is doing it, so I think it's okay for me. I'll just get at the end of the line and just kind of go along, see what happens. When we change through crisis, it's called coping. When we change through evolution, it's called adapting. And there are obvious costs to each of these methods of change. The cost of crisis is shock and pain. The cost of evolution, the cost of being the last one in line is, of course, lost opportunity. By the time you get there, they've moved it, they've changed their mind, the position is no longer available, the markets have shifted, it's 2 points this way, 2 points that way, you get the picture. On the scientific, biological side of things, kind of on the gross side of things, if you put a frog in a pan of hot water, the frog will jump out. You know that, you've heard this before probably. However, if you put a frog in a pan of cold water and gradually turn up the heat, the frog will adapt right through frog legs. So we too in life, if we're not paying attention, we can also adapt into extinction. Career, business, and hopefully not in relationships, but you get the picture, right? It's important to understand the change process. And the third way that we prescribe for change is through conscious awareness. It's strategic anticipation. It's waking up, paying attention on purpose. What is your purpose? Why are you here, right? So it's strategically and very pragmatically, very in a focused way, focusing on how you make a difference. It's about self-awareness, once again, right? It's about being able to figure out what the change is, the meaning of the change, right? What kind of disruption, what kind of plan can you formulate to process it, right? To understand it, to define it, and to understand how you're going to get to the other side, to the finish line, in essence, right? So to be a change agent and to be amenable or be in a more, I won't say comfortable, but more strategic and more planned way or responsive, you need to understand the change. You need to understand you, of course, and you need to understand and or create a baseline for how you're going to respond to it. You may include other people, you may seek assistance and resources, of course, to help you through this change, but key again is your perspective, how you manage it, and how you get to the other side. We hope that's helpful. Take care.